Hello, everyone, and welcome to Dingers and Discourse, your one-stop shop for everything Mario Baseball. I'm here joined with my co-host today, Clutch1908. How you doing, man?
Doing good. It's been a couple weeks, but super excited to kind of do a little bit of a special episode heading right into the new ranked season.
Yeah, it has been a bit. We've had some things going on behind the scenes that we've been trying to fix out, iron out here, but didn't go our way. We're back though. We finally clutched up. Came back with the episode. I know a lot of people. Shout out to Flatty. Been spamming my direct messages saying when's the next episode coming out. Here you go, man. You got your next episode. Flatty wants the podcast. I know Hells has been asking about it too. He always listens to it on his work trip. So
yep.
We're back with another episode. Thank you everyone that's tuning into the podcast here. I do want to mention before anything, this is not even on our podcast list. We had our first confirmed person to join the Mario Baseball server from the podcast. So I actually want to go into the chat. I need to get their name because I actually feel super cool. OJ Day. I can't. I don't even know how to pronounce this. I'm sorry. Ojda Yankee. People say my name's hard. Ojda Yankee. Thank you for tuning into the podcast, being a podcast listener. I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. If you want me to pronounce it in the next episode, put it in the comments. I will definitely do that. But let's get it started. Clutch already mentioned it earlier. Season 4 is coming to the show. The show being Mario Baseball. We're loving it. And Clutch, you want to talk about it a little bit? We'll get into it more.
Yeah, so a lot of exciting changes. As always, as always for right now, the new season is coinciding with a new release of Rio. A lot of cool new features. Some of them have been talked about on the podcast before. I don't have a full change log right now, so I'm not going to talk about all the changes because I think some are possibly being thrown in last second, so I'm not going to commit to anything that might not get in. But database should get reset and come with a lot of new features, and so stats should be back up and running, which they haven't been for a quick minute because of some bug stat files and things like that. So that's super exciting. The client had a couple of adjustments to it. I think the net play code once again enhanced as it does every update. But then the more important thing to people in the community that are playing competitively is we had a huge server-wide input and poll about some rules, and there are a couple big rules coming in. The three ones that are really huge to point out: Stars Off will now be hazardless stadiums. In ranked, I believe last I knew ranked is going to be random stadiums. So we'll get a lot of data about the stadiums, and we'll get to find out how each works in Stars Off and really get to learn about it. But in tournament play, there will be a ban system. I believe Stars On is also adding a ban system of away team is going to get one ban before playing a set. So that's a new change for Stars On with stadiums. We're keeping 1-2-1-1 draft, but we're removing the infamous Nolan clause of Bowser must be your captain. So now you can pick anyone on the Bowser team, which I think will shift. We had that not huge imbalance, but we had an imbalance of, first pick was better, then second pick was better when we changed to 1-2-1-1. Now I'm going to assume that first pick will be better, or at least that people are going to try out at the beginning of the season. And we'll see where, that balance lines up. And then the last big change, fielder swaps are now 1+1 tired pitcher instead of 2+1 tired pitcher.
I think this is so cool. A lot of these I've actually done with my friends. I know I've talked about this a lot on the podcast. Me personally, I don't play a lot of net play. I'm not a big net play guy. Big LAN guy. Just sitting down at the same CRT with your bud, playing a game of Mario Baseball. You can't beat that. We've been doing the Bowser no longer captain, like force captain, since we started. It's been sick. It's been fun. We're not the highest skill level. We're no Remke. We're no Clutch. We're no Krasny. We just are simple, ordinary players. So that's going to be really cool to see the new styles and everything with the new stadiums and everything. New stuff for me to work with for overlays and streaming and stuff. But speaking of messing with stuff, NetPlay Superstars 13 coming soon, about 2 weeks from when this episode comes out. What will that look like, Clutch? What will that look like with everything coming here? As a competitor yourself, I mean, you got to be thinking here, like, this is going to be a whole new meta. This is a whole new, like, shaken up, thing.
So I'm not going to remember the timelines exactly between the start of season 3 and MPSS. It would have been 11 then over the summer. That one was weird because of how few top names were in it. I mean, it was still a really competitive tournament, and I'm not, and no one should ever knock that. But that was kind of the weird part of it. And 1-2-1-1 was still really unsolved, but I think you saw more people willing to experiment because the competition was more wide open. And then by the time we rolled around the Netplay Superstars 12, 1-2-1-1 meta had been pretty much solved. ZYZX was gone, so you weren't seeing as much Yoshi PD. It's pretty much, all PD bro. A couple people still on the Yoshi PD train. And then, a lot of people thinking DK better than Yoshi with that next pick there. So there wasn't a lot of intrigue. We are throwing in the best players to a meta that is going to be unsolved after 2 weeks. There's no way people are going to pick up on the intricacies of every stadium, both in terms of distance to the wall and also the ways the texture and the grounds work, specifically thinking about Wario with the sand. So it's just me so unsolved. I think this will be the wildest Netplay Superstars yet. I'm not going to know my history super well, so I'm not going to try and, compare it to anything. But, I'm sure there's been some Netplay Superstars that came around. I'm going from fair input to auto golf mode. That was probably a huge change there. Falcon Pop was a huge change. So, the next Netplay Superstars after that, I don't think we've thrown this many changes at a Netplay Superstars before. And I think, I think it's going to open up the competition. I really think it's going to be who can adjust the quickest. I think if there's a top player that has trouble adjusting, they're going to really struggle in this tournament, because we saw it last time in 12 that the skill gap is so close overall. Like, obviously Remke took it. Everyone expected that, but like, he was in a battle for his life against Mori, who top 20. Like, I'm going to say that, like, without looking at the board and without like laying it out, like, I hate to say, top 20 people shouldn't have a neck and neck game with the number one very often, and it happened. And I actually think that's more common right now in our environment. So I really do think it's gonna be about who can adjust the quickest is going to have a huge advantage in this tournament.
You do have some time, probably like 1 to 2 weeks, give or take. You also have the pools matches. You also have the bracket matches, but those do really determine where you're going to be like pulled out in the tournament. Everyone wants to be a winner side top 8. You don't want to be on losers, because that puts you at a big disadvantage. One game and you're done. Sometimes even being on stream is a big thing. You have those nerves. Like, people are watching me right now. It's going to be harder for me. So it's definitely going to be a lot of labbing. A lot of people are going to be in ranked queue, I believe. It's a whole new shake. And I feel like I'm super down for it. I'm super excited as a spectator to see what can go on. There's just so much new stuff to be made, and you can just think of what's going to branch off of this. Like the small things. People are going to be texture mining these other maps now because people are going to be playing on them more. So you have more texture mining stuff going on. You're going to have more people doing like in the 600 IQ chat talking about, hey, why do I go on this stadium now rather than this stadium with this players? And you're probably going to see picks for stadiums now. You're not going to see just default PD bro, default Yoshi PD or whatever you're talking about. I'm not all intricate about that, but anyways, you're going to see people picking, like, maybe just throwing out there as an example, you're going to go DK Birdo on DK Jungle, and then Yoshi's Park, you're going to go this other two characters. So it's going to open that up my possibilities. You're going to see a lot more drafting per stadium, and the ban system I think is going to be sick. I've already just thought of something I could do for a graphic overlay for that, maybe. So it's super cool. We're all thinking about stuff now. It's a big change for the game in a good way. Change is good when people are down for it. So I'm down for it.
Yeah. I guess, like, specific like draft things that are going to happen. I think the biggest rise we're going to see is King Boo on small stadiums. I think King Boo becomes a super viable heavy, especially with a good fly ball star. It seems like curve fly ball star just flies. We see that in Stars on. So like DK Jungle, I already know that KB star is busted. Either you get good contact and it goes out, or Falcon Pop because of being stars off. It's got to be in the right spot. I don't think it's as automatic as like PM or something like that, but like, even bad contact could fall with the star, I think. So you got that on DK Jungle. Peach's Garden is going to be a completely different animal. I really don't know where PD and Bro are going to go. I think you're going to see a lot of people try and experiment with Boomerang Bro instead of Hammer Bro, or I could even see people going to Fire Bro for the extra power. I don't know if it's enough to make a difference, but I could see it as something to try. Curious where Bowser goes on Peaches. With Captain Lock, I think Bowser is absolutely still a top 8 character, but right at that back end, because you don't want to lose yourself a Captain Star. But without Captain Lock, I think he'll be a top 5. I don't think he's number 1 though. I think that's DK or someone with more defense. So it's going to be wild to see. And that's going to be the biggest thing, is I think people's opinions are going to vary greatly. And so there's going to be some advantage of knowing who you're playing and where you can get advantages in the draft.
Yeah, I'm also thinking, I'm just waiting for like someone to play a game. Like, let's say it's like a super competitive and a play Superstars game, and they just don't pick a different captain. They just go Bowser captain. I'm just gonna be funny too. That's just a thought in my mind. So draft meta is gonna be very different. People already got their pen and paper out. I know Kraszy's already in class, not doing his math homework, pulling out an Excel sheet on his laptop and charting all the best characters for each stadium. So post it in the 600 IQ chat. If you're not in the Discord server, what are you doing? Go in the description right now in the YouTube video and join that. If not, go on the YouTube video itself and join that Discord. Talk about Mario Baseball with everyone. It's super, super cool. So another thing that's been popping up here with the community is the community Twitch channel. And that's going to branch off into a bunch of other things. One of the main people that started it is here, Clutch. You want to go break it down?
Yeah, so we had a really great first night for open mic night on a Monday. It was really awesome. We had a great time with it. I know people were super excited. I didn't get a chance to watch most of it, but I tried to tune in a little bit. Yeah, it really is going to branch off into a lot of different things. So we're going to try and keep a consistent schedule with kind of that open mic night, and trying to give people the opportunity to hone their commentary skills, and also get a chance to, get their game out there, either if they're trying to play. We had some not play Classic League games on there. We had just regular ranked games. I think there's kind of that Stars on, wrap up tournament that's happening, and I know there was like a wild card series that happened. So like, we'll just take any and all Mario Baseball on those days. So that's really exciting. And it was a great first night. But then, yeah, it's going to branch out, that's going to be the home for MPSS going forward. I'm hoping that other tournaments try and work with the team to get their tournaments on the channel. There'll probably be some like fun game modes and things that we figure out. It's very much in its infancy right now, but eventually it's going to be the media hub for Mario Baseball. And I think the bigger thing more than anything is we have so many talented people and so many great content creators right now. And I just think sometimes, new people come to the community and we don't know where to point them, because it's like, well, you can see Mr. Joe's baseball show, but sometimes he's not always posting on his channel, because he's busy with Dinger City, recent Dinger City World Series champion. He was kind of busy with that, wiping the floor with everybody. There's myself, where, I'll post videos and like tutorials as I think of things, but I'm not looking to make content, all the time. I mean, Baltor posts games and things like that, which is helpful to watch back, but usually it's just straight cut VODs. It's not like breakdowns or anything like that. And then, like you said, then you have Dinger City, but Dinger City meta and Dinger City talks are way different than net play, and getting into that and learning how to get into that from Mario Baseball. So having that community channel, I think centralizing the location of these content creators, and like I said, there's a lot of ideas in the pipeline, and it'll take a while for all of them to come to the light of day. But I think eventually this will be the place where we tell anyone starting out with the game that they need to go to.
And it'll break off into more things, like you said. Looking for like a YouTube channel maybe soon, a Twitter account by itself soon, a bunch of other stuff. And if you want to get into this and you're listening, you just figured it out from the podcast, shoot a DM. Is that the best way to do it?
That is the best way. Either DM myself or Baltor is the best people to get in contact with.
So do that. Super cool. I made like a super rough, crappy video on how to produce something. I just had like a free hour and I just did it. Kind of sucked, but hey, C's got it. C's had a good stream. So shout out to C's. Good job. So yeah, like, hey, get into this, have fun. Like Clutch said, everyone posts random stuff. Me, myself, I just go on like random streaks where I want to post something, and then you see now where it's just the podcast on the channel. So
yeah.
It's going to be good for the community in the long run. I'm super excited for the development of this community itself. That's what everyone really wants. It's just super hard as we're also small. So it's a really big team effort, and this is really going to strike now. So shout out to you and Baltor for getting that all set up, and help from T-Bling as well.
Yes.
Just you guys are killing it right now. So I just got nothing else to say about that. I do appreciate that. And I also want to say, Clutch, I've predicted the Dinger City champion. I predicted that bracket. I got number 1.
I think I remember seeing that. So congratulations
number
on
1,
that.
that's me.
I did not come close.
Give me that belt. Give me the belt.
But you'll have to talk to Joey about that.
Hey, I got like a $50 Nintendo Switch gift card, so I got Smash DLC.
Ooh.
For Ultimate, because I just got the game recently. Big Melee guy going over playing Smash. All right, so I think that kind of does it for our topics this week. I kind of have something to initiate though, other than what we're doing. It's kind of just a recent thing about the podcast itself and how we're gonna do uploads and stuff like that from now on. It's basically kind of just me and Clutch right now. We're here. We're open to taking guests on the show. If you want someone you want to hear on the show, we prefer to have a community suggestion on the show rather than just say, hey, I want to be on the show. Put in the comments who you would like to see someone else on the show. I want to see some community interaction. If you have any questions or topics you want us to talk about, or something you don't know, or something you think is a good debate you want us to talk about on the show, let us know. But yeah, we're going to be posting whenever we can. There's no really strict schedule we have right now like we used to. We used to do every week. Things have been moving, and it's the holiday season. Things have been a lot busier. We're doing this just for the fun of it, just because we love the game, we love the community. So as of right now, not really a big schedule out there. We're just here to have fun, give you guys a little bit of a voice on some of the things you don't really hear. But yeah, if you want to be involved with the community, join the Discord server. Look at the tournaments that are going on right now. Netplay Superstars 13. Is that what we're on, 13?
We will be on 13.
We're on 13. I don't even know when
2nd.
Netplay Superstars we're on. December 2nd is when December 1st is when sign up close. So do that now, because I'm sacrificing my birthday weekend to stream it. So you better be there.
Ooh.
Yeah, hey, I'm pumped. I've learned a lot of stuff from OBS this past week. I was setting up the for people that don't know, I stream the University of Michigan monthly tournaments now. I did an online tournament a couple days ago, but I learned a lot of stuff. So it's pretty cool. I suggest if you have a hobby and you can do it with something you also like I like streaming, and I like producing, and I like games. So I combine those two, and I have a lot of fun. I suggest you guys do that too. Super cool thing to do. So I want to shout out to Matt Popa from Chicagoland Melee for teaching me a bunch of stuff. And I want to shout out Zagnez from Wichita Melee for teaching me some stuff. They're pretty cool people. They probably won't hear this message, but they are some cool lads. They help me out a lot. So that's the friend link for me. Clutch, do you have anything to add on before we head out? Any topics you want to talk about?
I think we'll leave everyone with a viewer comment from last episode.
Okay, go for it.
This was after Remke's NPS championship, and he did not join us on the podcast that week, but his face was still on it. So this comes from
True.
resident.
That's my fault.
Resident Dingers and Discourse viewer, listener, PK Kirby, who said, Remke consumed Krezzy after MPSS13, taking a spot on the video despite not talking. LOL.
That's my bad. Okay, I'm sorry. It was like 4 a.m. when I edited that podcast episode, and I remember that it was like the week beforehand. I needed Rumkey's profile picture for some reason. He did not message me it for like, I would say a good like 3 days. He didn't do it, and it pushed back the podcast. But it was in the Photoshop document for me last editing it, and I forgot to put Krezzy's in there. So my apologies, but it was kind of funny.
It was super funny.
I will leave it off at that. It was also really funny. Oh yeah, wait. But let's talk about this other one from PK Kirby too. I just saw in the episode. Says, I think the Mario Superstar Baseball YouTube channel should definitely lean towards what GG Melee and Panda do, where they compete with challenges and host small game show-esque videos. Stuff like trivia and debate can make for some fun content, and putting the personalities first and foremost will help a lot, as shown by Dinger City's success. I think, me personally, the personality thing is really good for Dinger City because it's like the same 10 people, and with the community itself, I don't feel like that's going to work. So we want like the same spotlight for everyone. We don't want one person to feel left out. So, I mean, I get we could do like the game show stuff, but I don't want it to make it so it's just like 10 people, you know? Not everyone have a chance.
Yeah, and I don't know what those two channels do. I'm not
I can describe if you want to.
Yeah, can you like only thing I want to know is like what is their like cast like? Is it pretty much the same people or is it kind of a rotation?
So like Panda Global, basically they have like this thing called PG Stats, and they post like content that's like, hey, they'll break down this tournament set or this tournament itself or this run or this character did something good. They'll do those type of things to like just break down the tournament. And it's like, I would say, the Panda YouTube channel itself does like the game show stuff, so that could be like different people that are like the organization of Panda. So that's like a different thing. But like there's subsidiary channels like Panda Global, like the PG Stats. Sorry, I'm just gonna restart. So Panda itself, Panda Global, formerly known, hosts like game show-esque stuff, and like it's the people that are under the subsidiary of Panda. They're sponsored. They host the show, and they'll get people and guests on to do trivia. So that's pretty cool. I mean, we can get like we could probably do like the top people in Mario Baseball do this. So yeah, that could actually kind of work. Thinking about it later, that could kind of work. But they also have like things like PG Stats. They'll talk about like one of their videos was like the history was made at this tournament, and they describe it in depth, how this player ran, how this player rose up in the community, how this character is broken, like 10-minute videos about that, and they're pretty interesting and pretty pretty formal about what's going on with that tournament, with that player, with that character, and I like them. I watch them a lot too. Me personally, I don't watch GG Melee, so, but it could definitely work. So, you can continue.
Yeah, so I mean, what I'm going to kind of say is I think that kind of idea of, you know, the long form content on like a community YouTube channel should be like game shows, trivia shows, things like that. I think is an absolutely great idea. You know, Raviannn brought up an excellent point of it's supposed to be highlighting, you know, the personalities of everyone in the community. And so it had to be done very carefully and very specifically where it's a rotating, you know, cast of characters. You know, like I think people would love to get to know, like, obviously they said we already know the Dinger City people, and so obviously if they want to come by, they'd be more than welcome for these things. But like, wouldn't you want to get to know more about Vickless Falcon? Wouldn't you want to know more about Matt Gree and Remke and Krasy and Thanners and some other OGs, T-Bling, PK Kirby, people that, Matty Ice, like there are so many people and personalities in this Discord, and I'm just naming the people that have like been super active either in the lifting up the community or, are the top names you think of right now. But, C's, Maury, Super, Grump, Cammy, I'm trying to think of like a million other people I'd be like, there's no way that they're, Bacon and Heckaroni and I'm not even thinking that hard, but it's like there's so many people that I'd love to like see on a show like this and have them like show off their personality for like a 30-minute trivia show. Like that sounds awesome. Because we're still small enough that almost anyone that's active is known, and so you want to kind of get to know them more. And I'm spoiled in some ways that we have a tight band of people, and so I get to see people's personalities, and I think some people don't have that insight or don't have that connection with some people that they would like to get to know more or have that connection with people. So I think content like that could absolutely be something super engaging, and like I said, let's highlight the person behind the keyboard, and so I think that could be really fun.
I'm all for it. Just another thing we have to plan out. We're still in the development phases, but
what else is new? More planning.
True, more planning. But hey, that's what's all about in the basically make the main point. It's all about Dinger City didn't start up in one day. They've been at it for about 4 years, and they got to where they're at now because of the grinding. So
all my life is right Nick now is scheduling. Planning. So
Nick is pretty good at scheduling.
Nick is a fantastic channel manager. I don't think people realize. I mean, completely honest, I kind of went to the Dinger City meetup, and I know enough about Dinger City content and things like that, but I hadn't gotten a chance to talk with the boys. At best, I've talked to Joe some and cross paths with Jason and NetPlay, but like I got to listen to Nick and him talk about how he manages the schedule and hear his co-hosts talk about how he manages that, and like so. He's really great at that, and it takes a lot for one person to do it. I would tell you for a channel of that size that has that many people involved in it, I would have figured that it was a lot more, kind of team structured in terms of getting things done. But no, it's Nick driving that bus. And I know I'm not trying to say he doesn't have support from his other friends, that's definitely a group effort there. But yeah, no, he's done a lot with it. Obviously, everyone that brought that channel up from the beginning, like I said, it took a lot of planning and a lot of ideas, and they're still innovating. The Triple Play series is going on right now. That's a brand new thing to their channel. They've done it on live streams before, but they haven't done it as a recorded series yet. So very interested to see how that does for them, because it was a cool idea that hasn't really taken off in the Discord a ton. But I think them putting a spotlight on it might get the format some more love. And also, I've said it the whole time, I think that format plays so much better in person. So I hope it looks like that through their videos they film.
Well, coming from the prediction guy here, I'm the GOAT with Dinger City. I'm the real Dinger City guy. So yeah, is what it is. But hey, community channel, super cool. Got a lot of stuff coming. I know a little bit from behind the scenes, so that's pretty much it, but I'm not gonna spoil anything. We hit the 30-minute mark. That was our goal for the episode, actually. 30 minutes. So virtual fist bump. Boom. Sick. You guys can't see that, but we have our webcams on, and we did a virtual fist bump. That was pretty sick. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in to the Dingers and Discourse podcast. Your one-stop shop for everything Mario Superstar Baseball. Clutch, anything to add before we head out?
It's a thrilling time to be a Mario baseballer, so go out, play some games, enjoy Season 4. thank your resident Rio devs. And Raviannn, there's no way we're not going to do some content around MPSS13. So if not before, look out for us then.
Yep. Something's brewing. Sign up for the Net Play Superstars 13 at startgg/MPSS13. Play some ranked games. Get involved with the community. And as I always say, adios and goodbye. Thank you for watching the Mario Superstar Baseball podcast. If you enjoyed this one, you can look at the other one that will be right in front of you right here. Yes, right in front of your face. Make sure to watch that episode. I'm not lying. Please watch that episode. It's right in front of you. Just click the goddamn button.